Today in the livestock market, cattle a little bit easier. That wholesale beef prices did drop somewhat. They're expected to play a little bit of a role in that cash market, kind of limiting packer margins and depleting a little bit of the market optimism. But is this the high? That's the real question right now. Even though the market's consolidating up here, it's really difficult to bet against the live cattle market. I mean, it's straight up, the market has been screaming. Perhaps today is the day. I know that there is the impeachment vote is today. Will that have an effect on the markets? I think that there's something to watch for, especially as we're here at the end of the year. It could really put a little bit of an interesting effect on all the markets. So we're going to watch that closely when, come tomorrow. But feeders were lower as well today. The cash market just lacks real development right now. I know that we've been talking about this was going to be the last full week of trade for the end of the year, so maybe we're going to wait till tomorrow and Friday before there's going to be real cash market development. But the consolidating market is kind of sagging a little bit, and the momentum on the downside needs to be a little bit more before really we start to enter into any of the technical numbers that we would start to watch to say that, okay, now we're in a correction and the technicals are taking over. We're so far above it that the market needs to retreat quite a bit before we even engage that. So we're going to watch for that closely. Interestingly enough, what does that say? That hogs are consolidating. They really didn't get the run-up that we thought when we got all the good news about the trade deal. I think that there's more trade news is really lacking right now, and from that original pop-up, nothing else really happened. So we're seeing the market moving sideways, even though the range has been relatively significant compared to where we have been trading over the past number of weeks. But we have to watch it. I think we're just awaiting more information. Cash prices still are offering plenty of support in the market, so I don't see this falling off a cliff anytime soon. But technical traders are watching closely for any kind of a breakout. We're waiting to see if we get any more details. I think that's going to be the big key. And of course, we're coming to the end of the year. At the end of the year, maybe there's going to be a back and forth as whether some of these fund managers are going to take their profits or they're going to make a big bet on 2020. That's definitely going to dictate some direction of the market. So we have to watch that. But there's been some late holiday pork purchases that everyone's looking for. If that happens, we could get a little pop to the upside. But that will definitely drive the market direction. And certainly what happens on the vote today will have an effect, because now that's going to start to affect the grain market as well. And if grain markets really start to rally, we're going to see it definitely capping anything for the beef side, and perhaps the trade deal getting a little closer would give a little lift to the hog side. Everyone's hoping that we're going to get a big turnaround that way.